Possums. Possums eat almost everything and anything they can get their hands on. They'll raid your compost piles. They love tomatoes. They like corn. They love fruit and, of course, trash cans. Be clean. Pick up your trash. Wire cages are the main thing I saw for possums. I didn't see a lot of, odd deterrents. It was stuff like take chicken wire, wrap it around your plants. Take chicken wire, wrap it around your watermelons. Take chicken wire, wrap it around everything you own, and that deters possums. Aside from that, there weren't a lot of really, really good ones. Oh, you can catch them in a trash can. Right, Gabriel? Okay. This is horrible. I saw this in a book, and then I saw it online, that you can take, and if you have a surface where they're coming up onto your porch or they're having issues like that with a possum, that you can take a trash can, put it at the base, and then put a product up here that you think they want to eat. And then you put the lid on the trash can, but you lean the lid, and that the possum will fall into the trash can, and then you can transport it. Well, we had this problem in our house, but it wasn't intentional. We have our trash cans out, and apparently we had a possum who fell into our trash can. And the first time it happened, Gabriel found it and took him over and dumped him out. And then the next time, were we on vacation?
Yeah, we came back and
there was this horrible smell, and we couldn't figure out what it was. And we opened the trash can thinking it was trash. No, it was that possum. So, yes, they're easy to trap. But now, they're still very intelligent creatures, so you got to be careful with them. Also, it is okay if you trap them, but don't handle them because they're very active at night. They shouldn't be an issue during the day, but it's a nighttime thing. So you catch them at night and then dispose of them or remove them the next day. Deer! Yeah, good luck. They have a great sense of smell. Their vision, hearing, and taste are also really good. They're browsers. They lack upper incisors, which means that it's obvious when you've got a deer because you have jagged little pieces that are taken from your plants. You can look for pellets and their little distinct, two-toed footprint whenever you're looking to see if you have them. And they will eat what's available. We have people who come down all the time and they're like, I want to plant something, but I live... And my favorite is when they say, I live in Kusawati. Yeah. Because it's just like, that's like lawn art. Yeah. Everyone has deer in the middle of the day just standing out there because they know that they're perfectly safe there. But they'll come down and they'll say, we want to plant something, but we have problems with deer. What do you have that's deer-proof?
There's nothing.
There's nothing.
Plastic plants.
That's it. Plastic plants. They would try to eat those. There's a lot of stuff. If you have a winter where there's a lot of acorns and things like that, then they're going to be attracted to those. If you live off, like in the country, you're not in a subdivision or something like that, you probably have a better chance of being able to have things out there they're going to eat aside from your plants. But if you're somewhere where you have gone in and made a home and you've taken their area and created this beautiful garden, you've just created a salad bar for them. And that's what they're going to treat it as. There are some plants that are deer tolerant, meaning hollies. A deer is not going to intentionally go up and chew on a holly. But when it's desperate, it'll eat what's available. You can make a bride crop, and for some people that's actually called a field plot, and they do that for hunting purposes. But if it's not your hunting purpose, if it's not a hunting purpose, what you might consider doing is planting soybean or something like that, so that then there's something else for them to eat that's not your stuff. You can use prepackaged deer repellent, and it works, but it's very expensive when you're thinking a large area. And every time it rains, you have to reapply it for the most part, which
Rotten
means
eggs.
that,
Rotten eggs.
Rotten eggs, yes. Rotten eggs, mixed up 2 eggs, let it sit, and then spray it. It's supposed to work. With that, we used to sell something called Deer Funnel, and it was wonderful. It was actually developed by a company that did it for deer hunters. So you could funnel the deer into a location, but it worked just the same to prevent them from coming into your area. So you could fence off your area with it, and it lasted for about 2 weeks, maybe 3. But when you think in terms of it, you got 6 weeks of growing time, and then in the summer it might rain every single night for a week. That turns into a lot. Human hair placed in nylon stockings and hung works. Rags soaked with kerosene. There are people who say that works. People who've come in here for years who say that one. Bags of mothballs, individual mothballs, blood meal. All of those are common. Dial soap hung 20 feet apart works well. Now, avoid cocoa-based soap because they eat that when it tastes good. So in your bag, now you should have a dryer sheet. And you should have a rubber band. Dial is the brand of choice. I've heard Ivory, I think what it is that it has to be a deodorant bar soap. It has to have a heavy scent. And I can tell you this has a heavy scent because we put it in the groceries last night. We were bringing home stuff. And we had to specifically move over those strawberries and things into a separate bag because this was so strong. I thought those strawberries will taste like soap tomorrow. All right, so you've got soap in front of you. You have a dryer sheet in front of you. And you have a rubber band. And what you're going to do for me is you're going to place the soap into the dryer sheet and then tie it up with the rubber band. And just hang that. The dryer sheet is there intentionally because it gives another scent. And you've got the rubber band on there so it's easy to deal with, and then you just hang it. There. If you're looking to see if you happen to have, do what? Well, we have them. They're around. We don't get them till fall. Fall's the only time we send the seed.
Everybody else is
You're going to know if you have bear because you're going to have claw marks on trees, you have claw marks on poles. They're going to go up to trees and poles and they scratch their backs, and when they scratch their backs you're going to get bits of fur that are left behind. You're also going to notice things like trampled plants, knocked down fences. Deer don't commonly do that. Devoured produce and piles of regurgitated waste. Those usually are bear kind of things. They prefer to eat corn, melons, berries, and fruit, which is why we don't see them till fall because they come through for apples and such. If you're worried about bears, be clean, keep up garbage, not as in we think your house is covered in garbage, but if you've got garbage cans, make sure they've got lids that are securable, not just simply open and take out the stuff. Don't leave pet food or like a sweet horse food out. Be careful what you compost. Avoid fat. You should put composted meat in there anyway. Your compost shouldn't have meat in it anyway, but there are people who don't know that. Be careful with what you put in there because that also could attract bears and other things. Loud radios are supposed to be beneficial. Once again, that whole talk radio thing. Flashing lights that are on motion detectors. They are scared of scarecrows, but you have to dress them in your dirty laundry. Dogs don't always work. Many times a dog is just like a big old signal of, hey, there's something here. Or your dog just hides.
Yeah.
So dogs are not necessarily going to be a good thing. The only thing that over and over consistently I found was an electric fence, but not just any electric fence. It was an electric fence where they put chicken wire down, like if this were my fence, they put a roll of chicken wire down on the ground and attached it over to the fence and then electrified it so that the bear got electrified whenever it got onto the chicken wire.
Yeah, 'cause they can't get through its fur.
Yeah, but on its feet, on the bottoms of its feet, yeah.
Right.
Got that extra, fat. Because that actually bear have this internal calorie counter, and they start from spring, and they're constantly counting the number of kilocalories they have to have so that they can hibernate. Although here they don't really do a true hibernation. So the entire time they have this instinct that every apple they eat, they know how many calories that is, roughly, and they know how that's going to affect them in the winter. And until they get enough calories, they don't go to sleep. Thank you for coming. Be sure to check out Feed Fannin's other classes. There's a list. It's got all of the other. We have a Facebook page, so if I didn't tell you last time, you can go online, like us on Facebook. Every week throughout spring, we give something away each week. I also put on coupons periodically.
Well, spread the word. Quinn's is a great place, and Ginger and her whole family has done such a nice job.
Thank you.